Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today. I'm out here in the Australian bush. I'm on the 2023 model Yamaha Xmax 300. This is a new version out here in Australia, and it's got the digital dash and also comes standard as GPS, and they come in at around $9,900. But before we get into that, and while I'm at it, I'll just tell you I put about 50 kilometres on it. So before we get into a little bit of review part on that one, or a little mini review, I just thought I'd let you know that shortly I'm going to be doing a camping series where I'll go out and spend the night somewhere in a place along the, into the Australian bush, and I'll be using different bikes and that. So I've already bought a lot of stuff for the Classic 350 Reborn. It'll probably be the first one I take out, and I've already bought different saddlebags so I can carry a fair bit of this stuff, and also a few other stuff like a better tent, a couple of tents as a matter of fact. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to get out there and we're going to record out there the sound, night skies, the birds, everything I can think of. I'll throw into it and put a fair bit of effort into it. I don't know how long it's going to take before I start on the first one, how long it'll take to put together, but I am working on doing a really good effort on it, so it won't be a rush thing. So the story goes, if your first one's not much good, it falls downhill after that. So I'm prepared to spend a few bucks to put it all together on equipment, and we'll see what we can do. So that's something for you most likely to look forward to, because if it shoots off and goes okay, then I'll do several of them. But I'm going to go into some really good territory where you'll see some really nice scenery from around here, and I'll be throwing the drone in and on it too. So that's the plan on that one. Now back to this new 2023 model Xmax 300. I've been out now and done about 50 kilometres, and the bike runs really effortlessly at 100 kilometres an hour. The dealer said I could run it along 80 or 100. It'd be okay, wouldn't hurt it much. It'd be okay for it. And it does 100 kilometres an hour without much throttle at all. Now, they make two different colours in Australia for the 9,900 rider price, but they only make the one model. So some people ask, is it a Tech Max or something like that? No, we only get the one here. Now, as far as things go, riding along at 100 kilometres an hour, gee, it does it so effortlessly. And what I noticed this time is this has got new restyled mirrors. And these mirrors are really nice and clear to look out at 100. Sure, your elbows or your arm gets in a little bit in the way, but you can see out of them nice and clear at 100. No vibration, no nothing like that. The dash I haven't set up yet with the GPS, so when you look at it here now, all I've got when I've got it running is just me rev counter at the bottom in this section here, which I'll fix up later on, and your speedo up there. But I do like the digital speedo. It works really well. Apart from that, the scooter itself looks pretty well close to what the previous model was. Now, when I had the previous one, I found it was a little bit of a hard rider, and I bought the touring seat for it. But since I got on this one here, this bike doesn't ride too bad in stock form. And if you have a look at this seat here, it's been remodeled now, and in this part here, you don't stretch your legs as much when you sit on it now. It doesn't sort of give you that bow-legged effect. So they've done a bit of an improvement, Yamaha, on that seat, and it's pretty good in that line. So overall, I'm fairly happy with that way. I'm happy with the performance. If you look at the front here, it's got the revised indicators there, which I mentioned last time. So they look good. One thing I did find, that this screen on the low setting's not much good at all. At 80 kilometres an hour, I was getting wind buff, you could say, right into the face, so that wasn't much good. And then when we talk about seating, on my previous one I got rid of going back a couple of weeks ago, I kept the touring seat. Now, I went to try to fit the old touring seat onto this bike. It wouldn't fit. So it was caught up in an area there. They've redesigned the plastic areas underneath, and it just won't fit. So this is just a spur of the moment video too, because I had no plans on making this, and I'm trying it for the first time using my phone. So that's something I've never done before. So it's sort of interesting in that line. And I thought I'd just pull over here and give the bike a little bit of a rest, naturally, because it hasn't done many kilometres. And while I'm there, I thought, I might try this phone and just see if it works any good or not. But overall, if you're on the fence and you're ever thinking about buying a scooter, believe me, they're a lot more fun than what you think. And this one here, it really runs nice looking one. Probably if I had my choice, I would have preferred the dark one they call dark petrol or something to that effect, but can't have everything. So what I do like is I'm starting to like the digital dash quite well, because you can see the numbers there quite clearly. And once again, you know, it's very well similar to the previous model. 15-inch front wheel, back wheel, 14-inch. The only thing they've gone up in price, that's compared to the last one, I think was around 9,250. Now they're about 9,900. So you don't get nothing for nothing. You might have GPS on the new model, but you're paying for it. So overall, you know, like compared to a couple of years ago, I didn't go much on scooters at all. I'm enjoying the experience now, and I'll be curious to see if this clip comes out any good regardless, because like I said, this is the first time I've used the phone too, so it'll be something different. But I think the big thing coming to the channel will be these overnight rides, what I'm going to go out on. It'll only be a single night out on it, but back to that side of it. But I think, you know, when we get out there, do the camp along there, do all the shots, and it would be one of those non-talking ones too, so I'll be using music and subtitles and stuff like that, and we're going to get the Australian bush and it's natural, not somebody there yakking the head off and annoying you with that side of it, and you'll just hear the normal, what it's like out here at the moment. And out here at the moment, all I can hear is a few cicadas somewhere around here screeching away in the trees, but apart from that, all's good. So I think I'm just about ready now to head back. There's not much you can say about Yamahas as far as they seem to be ultra reliable, and when I bought it off the dealer, he gave me a good full tank of petrol compared to the other guy I usually buy my bikes off, and he gave me $10 worth. So, you know, when you look at it that way, I get a good deal, and I'm pretty happy with it that way. As far as things go, the MT-03, I finally got a sale for that. Didn't get what I want, only got 57.50, but 57.50 is better than nothing. And I've decided to keep the CB 125F, and I've also going to keep the other one I was going to sell, the KLX 150, because I'll bring the KLX 150 if possible in one of these overnight rides with a bit of luck, if I can put my stuff on it to do it. So I think that should be interesting too. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. What about this mean looking Xmax headlight at the front? Now that's not bad, is it? Looks the part. So if you ask anything, I'm not real keen on at the moment on it. But the ride quality's good. It's got adequate power going along, no trouble, 100 kilometres now. The front windscreen next to it, I'll put it up on the higher setting. So that's a bit of a bonus, you know, like it may help it and get through the wind a bit better, or I might have put a deflector on it like before. Mirrors are really good to look out of. Steers really nicely. Brakes, well, you know, you don't get out here with 50 kilometres on and just see how hard you can hit the brakes. That's a bit silly. And what I like about it, it's just a nice, effortless ride. One of these Yamahas ride along. A little bit of a control here. It's a little bit different now if you look at that one. But apart from that, there's not a great deal of difference apart from they put the mirrors on. New dash there. This control here looks the same as the other ones. Shaved the seat down a bit. The seat's probably not quite as high as the old one, and then thinned out like I said. So if you look at this part here, front on, you can tell it's not as wide just by looking at that one. So that side there, taillight treatment, like so. A few mosquitoes around here too, and it's only just starting to get dark. So apart from that, well, I don't know. I think so far so good. I might even be able to take this Xmax out on a overnight camp somewhere too, but I wouldn't be able to take it into rough country where I'm planning on taking the Enfield and the other bikes there, but I think overall it should be interesting. So keep that in mind. There'll be a camping, overnight camp sort of come, solo, and I might make a few series on that apart from the other stuff I've got planned too, but I think that'd be really interesting. I mean, look at it out here now in this bush. The only thing we don't like about when we go into the Australian bush is the crappie that goes with it. Look at all this junk. A lot of water around at the moment with heavy thunderstorm last night with a double rainbow I noticed when I was out in the road coming back. But look where people come in and drop this junk. Over here, there, along here. It's a pity because down that way it looks nice and clean, and up here it just looks a nightmare. So I really don't know why they do this, but not much you can do about it, they just do it. But anyway, once again, thanks for tuning in and taking a look. If the audio's any good on this one, I'll throw her up. And it's hard to say whether I'm just telling you about how good the Xmax 300 is, the new 2023 model, or whether you might like the idea of this, where I'm going to do a solo night camp on a few different areas I've got lined up, which I think should be good. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look, and if you hear this, I'm satisfied with the audio good enough to put it up, and cheers for now.